Man, so I was sitting around listening to some Kendrick Lamar music, and man, has that guy got some powerful songs. He really has got some powerful songs, man. I mean, I was listening to this one in particular called Fear, and it's just like what I took from it was that he had fear when he was a kid from his mother, and if not his mother, all these other messed up things that he had to face when he was a little kid. And then it kind of talks about like the fear morphing and being based on different things, but the idea of fear is still there. The idea of fear is still there, and as an adult, he still has fear of losing his fame and fortune and his money and his ability to be humble and learn. And it just got me thinking, man, like, why is this guy's music so powerful? Well, making a song like that about fear is like, I mean, any person on earth can like really understand what he's talking about there. I mean, we all have fear, you know, like we all have fear with something. We're all scared and fearful of something. Every person on earth. And so every person on earth can resonate with that song in some kind of way. He took a universal feeling, put it on display in his song, and then communicated his own experience with that universal feeling through his like amazing storytelling. And it's just, he's done that in so many of his songs. I mean, the dude is talking about his like childhood trauma, you know, like all these things he had to go through when he was a kid. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, I listen to that and I think, man, I'm one lucky guy that I wasn't scared like that when I was a kid. At least not to that level. I can't imagine like seeing people die and like all the other sorts of things, the drug addictions taking your relatives away and other things transpire when you're like 8 years old. I can't imagine dealing with that sort of thing when you're 8 years old, and as well as like war. I mean, imagine like kids who are in these countries that are at war. Like, I just can't imagine it. Like, trying to make sense of that when you're a child. I mean, I can just only imagine how much terror and fear they would feel in their childhood, and they probably feel sad and confused. It's really crazy. I know we all have that on some level when we're children. Even if you grew up in the most like guarded community on earth, you know, like no problems ever, and everything was peaceful, you know, you'd still have fear. You're still gonna have fear as a child, and it's not my place to compare that fear and someone like a kid who grew up in war, or Kendrick Lamar type of guy who grew up in some really you know, in some community that really had a lot of problems with violence and drug addiction. You know, it's hard to compare that. I once heard someone say that, one of my friends said this once. He said that there's no difference between sadness of a rich man and sadness of a poor man. And there's no difference between someone's sadness when they have everything materially that they want and somebody who's sad and has nothing. The sadness that they both feel is the same, despite the circumstances, the exterior circumstances. I thought that was interesting, and it's really stuck with me. And I don't really know like how accurate that is, but it's definitely thought-provoking. And yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about that kind of thing. It's sort of a more grim topic, but yeah, I was definitely just sitting and thinking about that sort of thing today. I'd be really curious to know what other people think. I think a lot of people may think that there is a difference in the emotion between one exterior circumstance and another exterior circumstance. And they would believe that for their own reasons that make sense to them. We all got opinions, so I don't think this is one of those things where there's really a right answer. I think it's just sort of like a how you perceive it type of thing. And how you perceive it is really just, I mean, it's not your fault how you perceive things, really. Well, I don't want to say it's not your fault, but how you perceive things is I mean, your perception was built by like how your life's gone, and obviously how your life's gone is not completely in your hands. So I guess that's what I'm getting to there. But anyways, yeah, I was sort of rambling here, but I don't know, it was just interesting and I wanted to speak it out loud. So there you go.